Something cracked loudly. Rifle? Broken branch? Ryan sidestepped neatly as Lucas tackled Carl and Becca to the ground. The foliage shuddered, and then a slim, muddy figure burst from the trees, pursued closely by Edgar the bodyguard. Lucas thrust out his foot and tripped the intruder. The man, or kid, he couldn't be more than 15, fell forward and then thrashed furiously beneath Edgar's punishing knee. Becca staggered upright, coated in mud. "You jerk!" It wasn't clear who she was screaming at, Lucas or the kid. "You donkey's ass!"
"Let the child up before he suffocates," Uncle Henrik advised.
Edgar cuffed the boy's wrists behind his back and hauled him to his feet. The third bodyguard skidded out of the woods waving his gun. Ryan found a sports towel in his messenger bag and passed it to Becca. She wiped her face, glaring. Lucas helped Ryan's father to his feet.
"My apologies, sir. Better safe than sorry, I suppose."
Carl Andersen slapped at the mud on his clothes with bad humor. Ryan examined the kid, at least what could be seen of him through the thick coating of filth. Torn jeans, battered jacket, the painful skinniness common to island children. Short pale hair stuck out at crazy angles beneath an old gardener's cap from the Paradise Resort. "This is private property." Becca raised her hand in a slap, but Lucas politely intercepted it. "What are you doing here?" The boy stared at the ground.
"Were you stealing?"
Ryan's father stepped forward.
"Spying? Who for?" "Scavenging, I expect,"
Henrik said, sending a dry glance at Ryan.
"It's a shame nobody thought to have Mrs. Green's cottage boarded up. Still, as the lady in question has already vacated, I don't believe there's any harm."
"No harm?" Becca sputtered. "This Hermes jacket cost $2,300. I'll have to overnight it to Paris for cleaning. What am I supposed to wear?"
"We'll stop at Target on the way home," Ryan suggested blandly, "and get you a replacement."
Carl Andersen shook his head.
"This sort of thing sets a bad precedent."
He turned to his bodyguard.
"Take him to Cruz Bay. Tell Chief Wendell to book him for trespassing."
"You're kidding," Ryan said. "You're going to press charges?"
"Can't let local gang members loot our building site. Get a move on."
Edgar turned the kid and began to quick march him toward the resort. Gang member? Seriously? Ryan frowned. Ordinarily, cops would laugh off something minor like this, but not with Carl Andersen involved. The boy might spend the night in jail or even wind up doing time.
"Here, take over the demonstration."
He passed his tablet to Becca and chased Edgar onto the path, ducking branches, hopping over vines, catching up with the pair in front of the gate between properties.
"Wait."
Ryan trotted ahead, blocking their way.
"Let him go."
Edgar kept a tight grip.
"On whose authority?" "We held an investors' vote."
Well, Ryan had voted, and counted ballots, and won.
"Take off the cuffs." "You're going to get me in trouble."
"Not as much as false arrest and kidnapping. The cops will lock you up and feed you the key." Ryan took out a $100 bill and offered it to Edgar.
"This is with Henrik's approval, I swear."
That did the trick.
"Okay."
Edgar opened the handcuffs, replaced them carefully on his Batman utility belt, and stalked in the direction of Mrs. Green's cottage. The former prisoner rubbed his wrists. He had remarkably bright hazel eyes.
"I'm sorry about this."
Ryan got out another 100. He couldn't believe how skinny the kid was, or how dirty, thanks to being pressed into the mud by a 250-pound bodyguard.
"Are you okay? No major bruises or broken bones?"
The boy clenched his jaw sullenly.
"You know Doris, the concierge next door?"
Ryan wrapped the $100 bill around his business card and put it in the kid's hand.
"Keep the money for yourself and give Doris my card. She'll clean you up. If you need an after-school job, she'll either dig one up or send you over to Villa Luisa on St. Thomas. Okay?"
The kid turned and ran for the gate.
"Wait," Ryan called. "I've got the key."
The boy shot up like a monkey, scrambled down the other side, and vanished, poof, into the resort.
The boy.
Ryan blinked. Boy? He rubbed his chin, wondering how he'd been so stupid. But there was no mistaking the climber's silhouette. The skinny kid they'd cuffed and sat on, the boy they'd bullied and dragged through the mud, was a girl.